February may be known as the month of love, but March is when love is truly in the air. With the arrival of spring, it's time to refresh, renew, and revitalize your marriage. Hi, everybody, beautiful souls. I'm back. In this episode, we'll explore how to let go of winter stagnation, embrace a new season of connection, and build intimacy in small, meaningful ways. Plus, I'll give you a quick update on life and how 2025 is going so far. I'm also going to introduce you to my website. Yes, it's finally done. And my free quiz, How Intuitive is Your Marriage? And that will help you to understand where your relationship thrives and where it could use a little love. So it's 2025, everyone, and I'm really excited to be back on the mic. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Intuitive Marriage Podcast, where we tap into self-awareness, connection, and intuition to create thriving relationships. I'm your host, Amanda Pott. I'm a certified life coach, intuitive empath, and a marriage mentor, and I'm so grateful that you're joining me here today. So whether you're a longtime listener or new to this podcast, thank you for being here. I definitely appreciate your presence. I combine intuitive insights with heartfelt support to help couples reignite their connection, strengthen trust, and rediscover the love that they both crave. As we leave Love Month, February, and February 14th, Valentine's Day, Love Day behind, when it comes to love and renewal, I want us to shift our focus to something even more powerful, and that's March. And here we are. Why? Because it's the true season of new beginnings, honestly. Nature awakens, energy shifts, and it's the perfect time to breathe fresh life into your marriage. And guess what? The first day of spring is March 20th. Just a few days away. And that's here in Canada, of course. May change for the rest of the world. Now, it's been a hot minute. It really has, since I've been on the mic, and I'm excited to be back. I meant to take a break for sure around the holidays, not quite this long, but here we are. As life goes on, right? Let's not waste another minute. This was supposed to be dropped like 2 weeks ago, but 2025 came in like a lion, and it has been a challenging and very busy few months. I'm not going to go into detail, but big thing that happened is my dad moved in with my family, with my brother, and as a stepmom, as my current stepmom, she went into a nursing home. And so that was kept us busy for a couple of weekends and just kind of the changes that go along with that. And my dad is going to be, 93 this year, I believe. 93. It's crazy. Amazing. And we experienced a tragic loss as a family. And so we have been faced with some challenges and some heartache this year so far. But overall, I'm doing really, really well. I'm excited for the new year. I started a new position with a new agency as a respite worker for young adults. And I've been busy creating and working with my little team to get my website up and running. I've got my good friend and colleague Rose, and as well as this young man from Nigeria who's incredible. I'll probably talk more about him a little bit later. His name is Ibrahim, and it's just been so much fun to work with them. And we've just been busy getting it up and running. We've got a new quiz on the website. It is so exciting. It's called How Intuitive is Your Marriage? We'll get into that a little bit later, as well as blogs. So I'm really excited about this. And now we still have a ways to go about building the back end system for my mentoring business. So that's been very exciting. And I've been mentoring more, been doing some coaching and mentoring. And now that I have a more regular schedule with my job, I can actually book calls. So it's been a little different and amazing, and working towards what this whole thing is all about, right? So I'm very excited about that. But yes, I absolutely want to give a shout out to my colleague and friend and business coach, Rose. She's from Boston. And my website designer, he's a young, talented man from Nigeria. His name is Ibrahim. And they are, he's making a difference for his family right now. He's going to be going back to university, take computer sciences, and they're both starting their own businesses. Rose is a young mom. She's the same age as my daughter Jessica, and we've been working together now for gosh, four more years. So it's really exciting to see everybody's business is starting to take off and actually wrapping our brains around it. It is really quite the process. Um, I owned my own cleaning business. I've always been somewhat entrepreneur minded. I've always wanted to own my own business, and as it progressed, something to do online, which would be great because I love being at home. I love people, but I do love being at home. And but when I had my cleaning business, it was many, many years ago, and I loved it, but I blew out my shoulders with all the scrubbing and cleaning. So I just can't do that anymore. My body does not want me to do that kind of work anymore. But it was a word of mouth and Facebook. That was really it. I didn't even really I don't think I even mailed out any flyers. I made flyers, handed them out. I left them at a few different places that allowed me to. But it was basically word of mouth. And my clients left me cash or a check for my services on their kitchen counter, very old school. And now having a website, learning all these things, and I'm not technology, technically inclined. There we go. I can't even say the word. So having a website, and I mean, I've learned a few things when I was in corporate, worked for Shaw and CRMs, and I've worked in selling cars and all that. And they've always had CRMs and some automated systems. So I've been somewhat familiar, but they all have their own specific system, and you learn it per that company, right? So learning the CRM, there's automated systems, email, texts, calendars, digital products, blogs, podcast funnels, lead capture, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, domains, DNS, STMP, like SEOs. Oh my goodness. Like it just goes on and on. And all I really want to do and what I'm good at and my gift and my passion is I just want to sit and have intuitive sessions with my clients. But I do need to somewhat know how the rest of all of that works. And I need the experts to help me to make all of that happen as well. So learning on my own, as well as having people that are right there with you that are fantastic and understand exactly the things that you don't, is essential to starting your own business and building your own business. So that's been really exciting and a learning curve. And guess what? The best part about this and the most exciting thing is, and Rose, you are fantastic because she did this for me, is my free 24-question quiz. It's called How Intuitive Is Your Marriage? I do have a podcast episode on it. The questions may have been tweaked slightly, just because as I'm moving along and progressing through working with clients and things make more sense, but I'm pretty sure it's very similar. Now, I designed this based on my 12 foundations of my program, Worthy of Love. I've sort of been talking about it throughout this whole entire podcast. And that's going to be coming up soon as well. That's going to be something that I'm going to be offering, but I still can offer it from like day one right now. I just don't have all the back end systems and all the fun things that go along with it yet. So, but I designed this based on these 12 foundations. And I live my life daily by it, my marriage. I really do try. When I was realizing and discovering that I'm a relationship coach and I really want to coach married couples and, couples that are in relationships that are struggling, what do I live my life and my marriage by? And I kind of came up with these 12 ideas, which work really well with the 12-week program that I was, that I learned at Health Coach Institute when I became certified. And it went along really nicely with that. So, and along with my intuition, I kind of created my own. Now, I'm just going to run down really quickly what those 12 foundations are. Number 1 is self-love. Number 2 is communication. Number 3 are expectations. Number 4 is accountability. Number 5, boundaries. Number 6, fun. 7 is trust. 8 is energy. 9 is perspective. 10, intimacy. 11 is intuition. And 12 is empathy. This 24 question quiz will pinpoint areas for growth. And right now I'm wanting to give away a few limited free sessions. So I'll get into that, I think, later as well. But if that's something that you might be interested in, then get on board, because I do have a few people that are already interested. The quiz link can be found in my website. And my website, I've been going with this name forever, and I actually was able to get the domain, and I've had it now for quite some time. The link will be in my show notes, and the website is called soulspotintuitive.com. And that's Soulspot, SPOTT. See what I did there? So my last name's Pot. Anyways, I know, just genius, right? Or you can email me at amandapot@soulspotintuitive.com and put quiz in the subject. It should be in the link. Everything should be up and working, but for some reason, if you're not getting it, then you can send me an email as well, and I'll send it to you. I may be doing some things old school and manually right now until things are all in place, and this all takes time. Like, this is absolutely 3 years plus in the making. So, along with a little sprinkle of procrastination in there, but this is really fun for me and exciting, and I just know you're going to get a lot out of it. So, I've had a few people do it for me over the time that I've been creating it, and it's been a lot of fun. And I'm doing all of this in the first quarter of the year, all while trying to intentionally live a little more, live a little more life instead of working. So I've adjusted my schedule to work out just perfectly, and everything has kind of aligning, and I'm manifesting this type of life, and it's been incredible. And, yes, we've had some challenges and a lot of heartbreak this beginning of this year. And maybe I'll talk about that someday. I'm just not really ready to talk about it at this moment. But it's been wonderful. I'm trying to keep a more simplified lifestyle, and bring more calm and peace to my day-to-day life. But there's never any rest for the wicked, right? Like, there's always something. Life is always going to throw you some speed bumps and some hurdles, and you just kind of have to figure out how to get over them or go around them. And that's kind of what I've been doing. And also trying to keep my sanity and live in a peaceful state. And plus, still go out and have date nights with my lovely husband, Barry, and do karaoke and all those fun things. So we still try to have a lot of fun. We are having a lot more family get-togethers, and that's been great. So now let's get back to what I wanted to talk to you about today. And that is renewing your love, getting frisky. Well, at least I hope, right? We hope. Spring fever, it is March. So, but let's just talk Valentine's Day for just a sec. I mean, I know it was, about a month ago. But it's considered the love day, the love month. I'm all for the love vibes. But Valentine's Day can feel like a commercial high pressure event. Maybe you have, not so great feelings. Maybe your spouse doesn't really acknowledge Valentine's Day, and that's something that upsets you. Maybe they do, and you don't really care, because it's not just about one day, right? It is about continuous growth, and March represents renewal. So as much as February is love month, and it's wonderful, you get the vibes going, March does represent renewal. You've got the fresh air, you've got the blooming flowers, you've got the warmer weather, and the return of light. Like, can we just say thank God, like, seasonal depression is like lifting and the clouds are parting, because my SAD, it's not as bad as it has been in future years, or sorry, in previous years. I hope it's not as bad as it's going to be in future years, but in past years, because I've learned a lot of coping mechanisms and I do a lot of different things that does help myself. So that's been great. But I mean, there is still like, let's get out of the dark. It has been so nice to have the time change for us in Manitoba. So now we get daylight an hour earlier. I mean, it does, or sorry, it's daylight an hour later. Oh my God, like what is going on with my brain today? It's daylight an hour later in the evening. So it is a little darker earlier, but that is slowly changing. So now, where was I going with this? Okay. The ADHD is still there. It's still very prevalent. Just letting y'all know. My long-term listeners know. So this is the energy though that we want to bring into our relationships. This March, spring fever, extra daylight, fresh air. This is the kind of energy that we want to bring, right? Let's renew our marriages. Let's renew our love. Now, it sounds like I'm all against V-Day, Love Day. I'm not at all. But my husband does know that I would be very upset if he bought me flowers that day. That is when they are double in price and it's chaos. Just, buy me flowers just because. Anytime when you're thinking of me. All of a sudden, it just enters your mind. I don't even care. Go get me a bouquet from Costco. I mean, that's where you should get your roses. They're beautiful. But I mean, you know what I mean? Stop at Safeway. Stop at, I don't know, does 7-Eleven even sell flowers? I don't think so. But you know what I'm saying? Just grab me something because you're thinking of me. Stop and pick me a couple of wildflowers on your way home from the ditch. I mean, that's incredible because you're actually thinking of me and doing it in the moment. That's kind of where I'm going with this. I do love the sense of romance, though, and the nostalgia that Valentine's Day does bring. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater. My parents were very, very romantic, and they were actually married on February 14th, 1953. Can you imagine? It's incredible. Married for 61 years when my mom passed away, and it would have been 72 years this past Valentine's Day. So, let's just not contain romance to one day a year. That's all I'm saying. Really, honestly, that's all I'm saying. And I mean, I know it has passed, but let's not forget our boys, okay? Because usually Valentine's Day is kind of specialized. It's kind of curtailed more for us ladies. But March 14th, it was Steak and BJ Day. So let's not forget our men, okay? And if you're same sex, then figure something else out. I don't know. Call it something else. I don't even want to go there, but you know what I'm saying. My brain's thinking of all kinds of dirty things right now that I could be saying. So that's kind of fun. But this, I just want you to ask yourself, like, when was the last time you intentionally celebrated your partner? Not for a holiday, not because it was their birthday, my husband talks about, the odd time it used to be, in his past relationship, birthday BJ, right? Like, it's like, really? That's really sad once a year. I know we're kind of stuck on the BJ thing. Anyways, it's not all about that, but some days it is. Anyways. Oh gosh. Okay. So, but love isn't about grand gestures. It's in the daily moments of appreciations, right? Like appreciate each other. It's those small appreciations that you feel. What's your partner's love language? I have an episode on this as well. Gary Chapman, he's a PhD. He has these 5 love languages. What is yours? Sometimes that's the secret. Actually, his book is called 5 Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts. What is your spouse's love language? There's 5 of them. There's acts of service. There's receiving gifts. There's quality time. There's words of affirmation. And there's physical touch. So, there's just some small ways that you can bring some fresh energy into your marriage. So just like the seasons shift from cold to warm, you can gently transition your marriage into deeper connection with simple daily actions. So, one, spring into affection. Give a little bit longer of a hug. My husband and I have at least a minimum of a 16-second hug. It's just mandatory. Maybe it's lingering eye contact, physical touch, a soft touch as you pass by. I love physical touch. That's one of my love languages. Just a back rub, a hug, a hand on the knee. Get playful with each other. Number two, maybe plant some seeds of appreciation. Compliment your partner on something specific that they do for you, and ask them how you can support them for their week. Plan your week together. What do they have going on? Appreciate them before they've even done something. So this falls under words of affirmation, compliments, as well as acts of service, supporting your partner. Maybe they need their car washed. Maybe you can go fill up their gas, whatever. Number three, declutter resentment. So get rid of it. Get rid of that resentment. Have an open conversation about anything that's weighing on your heart. Have a check-in session. Create a safe space to share hard conversations. There's no judgment. It's like a no judgment zone. I'm here to listen, and let's discuss what we hear. This falls also into quality time together. Schedule a refresh, like a spring refresh date, like something fun. Plan a new activity together. What have you been talking about or dreaming of or wanting to try? Maybe plan a picnic or a walk at sunset. Make some plans together. It's fun. It's exciting. If you have a drive-in movie theater close by, when do they open? Like, just plan some things. Surprise flowers or concert tickets. This can fall under receiving gifts as well. So let's talk about my quiz though, okay? I know I'm kind of going back to this, but many of us have expectations in love that just go unspoken. And we assume that our partners should just know. Now, I get the joke that my husband's like, oh, well, you're so intuitive. Why didn't you see that coming, right? It's so very funny. He has a bit of a smart ass, so it's funny. But, we do all just assume that sometimes you should just know me. You should just know me by now. And yeah, sometimes we should, but it's not always possible. Um, It's just not. We just don't always know what our partner is thinking. The crystal ball is broken sometimes. We're just not mind readers all the time, right? Sometimes we can. This is where we're getting to, but we're never going to be able to read their mind. And it's not about mind reading. It is about understanding and being in tune with your partner. So learning, your intuition, learning your own self-awareness, picking up on your partner's body language, their cues, their patterns. That's how you get to know your partner on a more intuitive level. Have you ever wondered why some things make you feel deeply loved while others really don't? Maybe you're buying your partner flowers all the time and they really don't care about flowers. Maybe they want more physical touch. Maybe they'd like more words of affirmation. Maybe they'd like gifts. Maybe that's the way they feel that you show your love. That's why I created my free quiz, the 24 questions. How intuitive is your marriage? It helps you uncover how you and your partner express and receive love differently, which areas of your marriage feel strong and which could use attention. And you'll get some personalized insights on how to deepen your bond. So again, it dives into the 12 essential foundations I live by and incorporate into my marriage daily. I really do. I honestly try to do it daily. And if sometimes I've always been a reactor, and I'm much less of a reactor over the years. And it always helps me to remind myself to live by my own foundations. Like if there's a challenge that comes up, or, we're having a disagreement or a discussion, my husband and I, sometimes you just kind of want to go into that. Ooh, let's get spicy, right? But you're like, really, is this really gonna help anything? And is this what I would be telling my own clients to do in these scenarios? So I often am coaching myself and mentoring myself. So it keeps me in check. So if you want the quiz and to try it out, I'd love to get your feedback on it, actually. Go check out my new website. It's soulspotintuitive.com. Soulspot, it's soulspottintuitive.com. Soulspotintuitive.com. I will be offering a limited number of free intuitive sessions for anyone wanting more clarity or insight on their marriage after completing the quiz. So shoot me an email if that interests you at amandapott@soulspotintuitive.com. And that's Amanda Pott, Pott, at soulspot, and spot is SPOTT, intuitive.com. I want to leave you with a simple practice that will transform your connection. It's called the Sunday check-in. You can make it any day that works for you, but we like to do it on Sundays. It's the beginning of the week. We like to plan our week, and it works for us. Make it a habit to ask each other these 2 questions every week. 1, what's something I did this week that made you feel loved? And 2, what's something I can do next week to support you more? And truly listen, and make an intentional plan. This ritual keeps love fresh, intentional, and growing. Just like the flowers in spring, baby. Just like the flowers in spring. And yes, you are hearing me turn my page because I'm still old school and I write it down. All right, everybody. So let's just kind of do a little bit of a recap here. Love is about daily choices. It's not just about grand romantic gestures. March is your opportunity to start fresh, to create warmth and renewal in your relationship. Try implementing just one small act of love this week, whether it's an extra hug or a longer hug, a kind word, a little love note, or a deeper conversation with your spouse. And lastly, but not least, take my free quiz. How intuitive is your marriage? I'd love for you to uncover some insights into your relationship. Please share it. Please send me some feedback. I would absolutely love to know what you think of it. This is like my baby. This is my creation, and I'm very excited about it. And if you know of people who are in need of this information or some, help, or if you just like hearing me ramble and be silly, please share this episode and tell them all about the podcast. I'd love it. I'd love it if you do that. I appreciate that. It would help out my little show. It's growing. I'm almost at 1,000 downloads, at 1,000 people who listen to me. So this is very exciting. And I appreciate every single one of you. So for 2025, I will be releasing a new episode every 2 weeks so I can make more time for my intuitive sessions and my clients and working on some of the back end things. And so please send me your feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and you can send them through my fan mail. I have a link for fan mail, or reach out through my socials. I've got them linked in the show notes, my new email, as well as my website. So until next time, thanks for listening. Keep loving with intention and with your intuition. Bye for now.